Hey y'all, this is Nia Tate. Welcome to my channel. Hope all is well with you. Please subscribe to my channel, like the video, and comment below. I'm here to do a review on The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 6, Episode 14. Boy, oh boy, they gave me a headache tonight, y'all. Candace, Ashley. Let's get it, y'all. Okay, so we start off with last episode, the ending. We saw Candace throw a little lettuce at Mia, and then Mia takes a handful of lettuce and throws it back at Candace. So we starting off this episode, so they still going back and forth, arguing. And I mean, Candace just like blacked out. Like she just started really screaming, and Mia was trying to tell her, about her mother, my mother, whatever. And Candace was like, I don't care. And then some kind of way, Mia picked up some kind of dish that was on the thing, and she slammed it down, and that broke. And Candace is starting to cry. Her makeup is running, and she's just screaming and hollering. And so, G is standing over in the corner. He's not saying anything. He's just looking. And then Wendy's husband goes to tell Candace's husband, Chris. He said, um, somebody told a pimp to go get the H. And Chris was like, what? So then Wendy came in, and Wendy said, I need you to come, Chris, come talk to Candace and calm her down. So he goes to get Candace, and I mean, he said, let's go outside. Let's go. He had a hard time taking her outside. He finally, he he maneuvered her outside. So she goes out there, and because Wendy was like, I'm ready to leave. I'm just going. I'm ready to go. And Gordon G say, look, I ain't want to come anyway. So if she wanted to go, I'm ready to go too. He was like, whatever she say. He wasn't that drunk. He knew to say that. So Ken, Karen was trying to get Karen is such the voice of reason. I love her. She was trying to get Candace to say before she went outside, you didn't know about Mia's mother, right? When you said that about her, you didn't know about it. And Candace like, no, I didn't know it then, but I don't care. I don't care because she called me low budget and she hurt my feelings. Like, Candace, she trying to help you, but it's not working, my girl. So Chris takes her outside, and Candace outside, and that wind was really blowing. You could see where her weave you could see the wig hairline, the makeup had done ran. She was looking a mess out there. And he was just telling her, you have to be the bigger person. Why are you arguing back and forth with her? With anybody. You always argue back and forth, Candace. Would it hurt you? Would it kill you to be the bigger person? It's okay to respond once, but when you keep responding back and forth, you're showing that is how much it's really bothering you. So all of this was making sense. But she calmed down a little bit, after that eventually. But it took her a long way to calm down. Candace needs anger management. I said it. Yes, I said it. She needs anger management because there is no way that she should have escalated that quickly over that. It wasn't even that big a deal with her and Mia. Now, I'm not a big Mia fan, but let's keep it real. That was really over the top, Candace. She was doing too much. So, the guys they talked to, like I said, G said whatever Mia wanted to do, that was fine. So Mia goes in and she sits down, and Karen comes by her, and all the girls really, because Chris was outside with Candace. So Karen was telling Mia, don't let anybody take you out of your element. Don't let anybody upset you like this, because she had gotten hot too, but she wasn't as heated as Candace. Candace was just irate. And so Mia's like, I don't want my mother, to hear about this, and I just it just hurts my feelings because my mother has worked really hard on her sobriety, and I just don't want this to get back to her, and if this makes her relapse, then she's gonna have Candace is gonna have hell to pay. And now, look, I'm gonna say this. Candace shouldn't have said that about her mama, but Mia, you brought your mother on reality TV. Reality TV is a rough world, so I wish y'all all the best. But I don't know how wise that was of you to bring your mama on TV, because not just Candace, but people can be really cruel. So you should have kept that in mind also. Um, and then she goes on to say, I didn't mean when he said I didn't mean anything. Yeah, I mean when I said low budget, I started off low. My company or whatever, we didn't start off with everything, but now I make over 450K a year. And then all of them was like, oh, here she go with them numbers, throwing them numbers out again, which she was, and she was throwing numbers out again. So a scholar said, Do you throw money out the money numbers out so much because you didn't have it at one point in your life? And Wendy said, no, I do it because I've worked my tail off for everything that I have. But it's annoying, Mia. So a scholar said, well, can we just not talk about money? Let's just all be friends together and just try to have a good, a better weekend. So in the meantime, Karen and Ashley are talking to G. They came out of the room from talking to Mia, and they're standing there talking to G, and um, Mia came over there too, and so he was telling Karen that she looked good. They were talking about somebody. He said, "Oh, you look good, girl. You look good." And then he starts sticking out his tongue and flicking it at Karen. Karen was like, "I'm gonna tell Ray." And Mia said, "You better be careful, Gordon. She gonna tell Ray." Girl, the look on Karen's face, I don't blame her. G have no chill, y'all. He ain't got no chill at all. But he definitely didn't get heated over the whole situation with her and Candace. G there to have a good time. That's all. He might not be here for a long time, but he here for a good time. Okay. So next, Chris goes in the Oh, G was also talking. He was telling it all. And Ashley, that vacuum cleaner was just sucking it all up. G was saying that when he met Mia, that she did work in a strip club. He said, well, yes, first she was a hostess, and then he said, an entertainer. Okay. And he said, yeah, I used to go in there all the time and just spend money just to have sit down and talk with her. And see, he just said spend money. She gonna say, yeah, he put down 10 G's to talk to me. There she go with that money again, Mia. Mia, girl, that. So, Ashley in the confessional, Ashley said, that's a whole lot of money just for talking. It's a whole lot of money up in here for talking. And it's like, okay, let's go come back at the reunion. So Chris is in the kitchen. He's trying to clean up all the salad off the floor from the mess that his wife didn't help create. So Ashley goes in the kitchen, and Ashley's like, no, Chris tells her, he said, Ashley, I know I haven't had a chance to talk to you or anything like that because you and Candace have your situation, and y'all have y'all differences. He said, but I just want to tell you, congratulations on baby number 2, and you look good. I still follow you on Instagram, and the baby's adorable. Congratulations. And she was like, oh, thank you. She didn't know what to say. So then she gonna say in the confession, well, Candace maybe doesn't know how to act, but at least Chris has some type of civility towards me. So next, everybody, they all just, Mia decides she's gonna stay, so everybody goes to their room to kind of freshen up and get ready to leave to go to dinner. Y'all, Mia and Gordon went in the room. Mia was on the phone talking to her mama, checking on the kids. Gordon done fell asleep in the bed, child. So she said, well, I guess Gordon out for the night. So next, here come frickin' frack, Robin and Giselle rolling up. So just Robin gonna say, well, Ashley gave me a guilt complex because she said that she was gonna be the only one there without her spouse. So I felt really bad. I say, you lying, Robin. Robin, Bravo told you and Giselle, if y'all don't go on this trip, you ain't getting paid. That's why you here. Stop acting. Stop it. So Giselle, her foot Bravo must have said, "We don't care if your foot broke or not." What's that lady on the Real Housewives? Sutton. Sutton went on her trip with her foot broken and got on a scooter. So no, ma'am, Giselle, you got to go too. So they get there, and Giselle, Ashley had already done called Giselle and gave her the 411 on the fight. You know, she couldn't wait to tell the mess. So Giselle was kind of filling in Robin. And so Chris was downstairs. So she said, Chris, can you help me with my bags? Giselle, she said, my foot, can you take both of my bags? So he took them upstairs, so to their room. So when they got up to the room, Giselle is like, well, because their room looked like an attic. I ain't gonna lie. But hell, heck, that's what you get for not coming. You didn't come early, so that's what you get. You get what's left over. I'm sorry. So Chris was like, he took him up to the room, her bags and stuff, and she was like, what is this? What is this? And they each had like a twin bed. And she said, well, where's the bathroom? Chris said, I don't know. Maybe down the hall. I don't know. I've delivered the bags. Chris got out of there. Because, honey, Giselle was none too pleased. You know, Queen Giselle. Oh, no, ma'am. But you didn't have a problem with the other girls on Candace trip being in that other place, and as a matter of fact, you made fun of them and thought it was funny with them being in the outhouse, kikiing over with you and Robin. But now, all of a sudden, this is not good enough. Sit down. So Wendy came in the room, and Wendy said, was it Wendy first? No, not Wendy. Candace came, she heard their voices, and here she come running and jumping all on Robin, hugging all on her. Oh, I'm so glad to see you. I'm like, Candace, they was talking about your husband too. Why you not giving him all this smoke? Giselle, then she goes in the room and, oh, Giselle, I'm so glad that you're here. And so they hit her with the, we heard that there was some salad throwing, and she said, oh, y'all heard that already? So then she sits down and tries to tell them, what happened. And then when she brings up about the low budget, she said, because she called my video low budget, and I called her mother low budget, and Giselle and Robin both said, and that was wrong. And Candace sat there and tried to say that no, well, it was equal. She talked about my video being low budget, so I didn't she said, but she didn't talk about your mom. But Candace was trying to say, because she was talking, well, she was talking to my mother, my mama, so I called her mama. It's a different thing, Candace, and you know it. So they both was trying to say, and that's a whole different thing, Candace. They wasn't really, going for it. So then Wendy walks in, and Wendy's like, hey, to Giselle and Robin, and they looking at her like they can't. Giselle, I don't know what is Giselle's problem. She really does not like Wendy. She can't, she just, I thought they was okay last season. I guess now that Wendy has kind of blossomed into her own person and has her own ideas, they don't like her. So, and if Giselle don't like her, then Robin don't like her. So Wendy was like, you know what, GVO to, she was saying that before she went in the room, good vibes only, that she wasn't going to let them work on her nerves or nothing like that. So Wendy came in very nice, and she said, hey, hi, I'm so glad that y'all came, that y'all were able to come. Well, Giselle gonna hit her with, well, we don't have a bathroom. Where's the bathroom? And Wendy was like, oh, there's not a bathroom in here. And she looking at her like, Giselle, like, well, you the host, you don't know there's a bathroom up in here. And Wendy said, I guess there's one down the hall. Then Robin gonna say, well, I'm on my period, so I don't want to share a bathroom with anybody. I should have stayed home. Yeah, Robin, you should have stayed home. You should have just took your hit, your cut from this episode, and stayed home. It would have been fine with us. So then somebody, Ashley. Is it Ashley? Somebody coming in with some shots. So they all take their shots with the shot glasses and stuff. He's still drinking. But they all take their shots. And Wendy says, oh, Wendy let it go right over her head. She wasn't stunned by them. She wasn't letting them worry her. Wendy said, oh, we're all going to dinner. So, get yourself together. And so that we can all, dinner leaves at 7, I think she said, or something like that. And just said, well, I need to find a bathroom first. Wendy walked right out that room, and I was like, it was like, So I don't know what they did, child, but anyway, they got themselves together. So everybody gets on the bus to go to dinner, and this dinner ride, Oh, and y'all, guess who the first person that was on the bus? We thought he was still knocked out in the room. G was on the bus before everybody else. G said, all I needed was a cat nap. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. Okay, I I have not been out on a trip with my wife in a long time. I'm not sleeping through this. I might be a little tipsy, but I just needed a little cat nap. So he on the bus. Then when they on the bus on their way, he dozed off again. Oh my God. But the conversation on the bus was quite interesting, child. They start talking about teabagging and all it was something else. And Karen was over there telling Giselle about that G had stuck his tongue out at her, and Giselle was giggling. They was kikiing over that, so that was kind of nice that they could, laugh about it and stuff. And so once they got to the restaurant, everybody sat down, at the table and stuff. And everything seemed to be going kind of good. Everybody was talking, and Mia was sitting there. She wasn't saying nothing. Candace wasn't saying nothing. Here go old bobble-headed Ashley with that Corona in her hand. So, Chris, how did you feel about what happened with Candace today? Even Giselle said in a confessional, Giselle said, Ashley, everything is going fine. Why are you doing that? So he said, well, I didn't like it, and I talked outside. She said, well, I think she said, well, she said you cussed her out because she had told that to and she had said that in front of them when Giselle and them got here, because Giselle said, well, where were y'all husbands when all this was going on? And so Candace said, my husband took me outside and cussed me out. She said, and I guess Gordon was over there with Wendy. I don't know. So not Wendy, with Mia. I hope I haven't been replacing Mia with Wendy. It's Mia and Candace that got in a fight. So the fuss. So anyway, so Chris was like, I didn't like it. And he said, but the good thing about it, as men, he said, we good. He told Gordon, he said, he pointed down into the table, and Gordon was like, yeah, we good, the men are good. He said, and I would like for someday for Michael, for your husband and myself, to be good regardless of what happens with you and Candace. And then Ashley gonna say, well, he would be, but you said a lot of things about my husband. And Chris said, and he said a lot of things about me. Ashley, go sit down somewhere. Go sit the how you defending Michael so hard, and he not even there, girl. He don't even show up. So then it starts to get escalated because Candace said something to the effect, well, the reason you and I have words is because no, Ashley said, the thing that you did in the kitchen today, when you said take your finger out of my face, because I've been there before, I've been through this before. You didn't learn anything from last year. You went through the same thing, and you went through a lot last year, and it's obvious you didn't learn anything. So Candace told Ashley, she said, yeah, you had a lot to do with that. So then here go Giselle. No, she didn't. She didn't have a lot to do with it. Candace said, but she inserted herself into the mess when she with all her legalities, when she was gonna sign that paper for Monique. So they start going back and forth, and it started getting loud. The people in the restaurant was looking around, and Chris was gonna take Candace outside. He's like, let's go outside. Now I'm gonna say this. Sometimes I understand that Candace is a lot, but I don't really like the way Chris be trying to kind of grab on to her to get her to calm down. So he was trying to get her to go outside. Candace like, no, I'm sitting right here. He said, we need to go outside. No, she wouldn't move. So he left. He went outside. And so her and Ashley kind of, just kept going back and forth. Candace said, I don't know what she going so hard for her husband for. He not even here. We don't know where he at. You better find a phone. He could be in a strip club. He could be in a hotel room. We don't know where he is. Find a phone to find your husband. That was funny. Candace, let me tell you, Candace is a mess with them quotes, boy. She be getting it. So a scholar husband goes outside, and he goes to find Chris, and and Chris is like, I'm just fed up with it. It's always an argument. So a scholar husband is new. He said, does that happen all the time? He said, man, all the time. And then we get dragged in the middle of it. Ashley is just going on and on about, she didn't learn anything, and all of this. Ashley, who died and made you, who made you in charge of the girls? Nobody. Okay, you did a lot of stuff too, and you didn't learn nothing. You still talking about people. You was talking about people the first season, and you still talking about people behind their back and making fun of other people's relationships when yours is not straight. So you really can't talk about Candace. I don't know who you think you are. Candace is wrong, but you started a whole mess that didn't even need to happen, especially at the restaurant, at Wendy's thing. Wendy's trying to have a nice dinner, and Giselle's like, I think we need to apologize to these people in these restaurants before we leave. So that was it for the episode. If I missed anything, y'all please comment below. It was a hot mess tonight. Oh, all that arguing. And they are still on the trip next week. So there's going to be some more arguing and some more disagreements next week. Please like the video, subscribe to my channel, comment, share the video. Thank you all for listening, and I will talk to you guys next week.